In this video, we will be setting up your programming environment for Python. This is the second video in my free Python Basics course. As always, make sure you're watching this video through the playlist called Python Basics, just to make sure you don't miss any video in the course. As you grow as a developer, so will your programming environment. We will talk about what a programming environment consists of and how to install the necessary features. So let's get started. So most developers pride themselves on their desk setup with a cool mouse, mechanical keyboard, and many monitors. But what truly matters for coding productivity is your programming environment. This is going to be your software setup that allows you to code. We will be going over how to install these tools for Linux, Mac, and Windows. The first thing that you need in your programming environment is a language. While you can type a HTML file onto an unprepped computer, run it on a live server, and see your output quickly, this is not the case with Python. You actually need to download the Python language in order to develop with it. Your programming environment also consists of a text editor. While typing into a blank Google Doc or Apple Notes can be good prep for coding interviews, it really makes your code difficult to type and read. A good text editor comes with a multitude of color themes, language-based IntelliSense, and good extensions for testing and debugging. A free text editor that performs extraordinarily in all of these categories is Visual Studio Code. With over 4,000 themes and extensions, VSCode is a very customizable text editor that makes it fun and easy to develop code. Lastly, a good programming environment should have some extensions to help with productivity. These are often language specific, so we will go over good extensions for Python which you can download. Now that you know what a programming environment is, let's get to installing the necessary components. So let's start by installing Python. Go to python.org, click on Downloads, and at the top you should see Download Python and the version next to it. Currently the version is 3.9.5, although it may be different by the time you download it. While programming basic Python, the differences between the versions are not important. This should automatically download for your operating system. If there is some problem with the download, then try specifically downloading for your OS. Next, we can download our preferred text editor, Visual Studio Code. Go to code.visualstudio.com. The front page should say download and then your operating system, in my case, Mac OS. Just click on this button and follow the instructions VSCode provides. It may ask for permissions to change files and other similar things. Just accept them all unless you have a different preference. Usually this shouldn't be a problem. If you are on a Chromebook, you cannot download VSCode. Also, if your computer is not very powerful, VSCode may be slow and laggy. However, there is an alternative for you all, called Repl.it. Repl.it is an online text editor that understands many languages. Just sign up and you can follow along with the rest of the course. Here is a quick note. You don't need VS Code and Repl. You only need one or the other. If you have a powerful laptop, go with VS Code. If not, go with Repl.it. While you can code in Python with just a text editor and the language installed, extensions often help increase readability and ease when typing code. After all, isn't that what Python is all about? So let's go over some useful extensions. Now let's open up VS Code. It should bring you to a screen like this. Open up your file navigator and create a new folder. I will call it Python Basics. We will now open Python Basics with VS Code. Once we do so, we can start installing extensions. Let's start with Pylance, which enhances your Python IntelliSense. Also download the Python extension alongside Python for VS Code. These three extensions will provide a solid Python experience for your development. Lastly, download a theme to make your code more aesthetic. I would recommend IU, which is an orange and black based theme. To test that everything is working, let's build a hello world script. You may not understand what we are doing, but I will explain this line of code in the next video. We will just type this to make sure that your Python environment is set up correctly. Create a new file called main.py. Type print, and within parentheses, and within a set of quotation marks, hello world. We will talk about what these quotation marks mean in the next video. Then open up a new integrated terminal window and type python3 main.py. If it prints out hello world in the terminal, then you have installed everything properly. My terminal may not look like yours, but that is because I have customized mine. We will talk about the terminal, this print function, and the Python syntax itself in the next video. This concludes setting up your basic programming environment. A quick note about the best physical development environment. It truly doesn't matter what you code on. Does a mechanical keyboard, nice mouse, and wide monitor make coding more fun? Yes, it does, but you absolutely don't need any of that. All you need is a computer, or even a Chromebook. Last year, I taught a programming class where a majority of the children were using a Dell Chromebook. We ran complicated Python algorithms and even some machine learning models on these devices, and they worked well. This truly proves that anyone in this day and age can learn to code. So don't worry about the devices and extra bells and whistles you should have to code. Just set up your virtual environment and continue programming. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.